Alright guys, this is the Aphelios kit. We're going to run down the abilities really quick. We're going to go over it. This is going to be basically our first reaction of it. I haven't read anything on it yet, but let's get started here. So Aphelios kit primer, most champions can be summarized relatively quickly, but Aphelios isn't most champions. Learning to wield the weapon of the faithful demands discipline, focus, and mental acuity. So consider this primer your first test of faith along the path to mastering a champion with one of the highest skill ceilings in the game. Nice, I like that. But really, this page has a ton of info to process. Read it a couple times, probably. Okay. We're going to start with the overall structure of Aphelios' kit, then get into what each of his weapons does. Okay, so multiple weapons. Okay. Guns, basic attacks, and ammo. Main hand, offhand. Okay, so Aphelios cycles through 5 weapons, each with its own basic attack. He attacks with his main hand weapon, but always carries an offhand weapon. He can swap to with W. Okay, so we can swap those. I don't know. Aphelios can't pick and choose which 2 weapons he equips at any time. His weapons have 50 ammo each, and when a weapon runs empty, you get the next one in line. Empty weapons go to the end of the line to recharge. Okay, that makes sense. Um, since Aphelios can swap between his main hand and offhand, weapon order changes throughout the game based on which weapons he used first. All right, interesting. Okay, so Aphelios only has 3 buttons, Q, W, and R. W swaps between his main and offhand weapons, leaving him with 2 actual abilities, kind of. Each of Aphelios' 5 weapons has its own Q ability when equipped as his main hand weapon. Each Q applies bonus attacks and effects based on his offhand weapon. All 5 Qs cost mana and ammo, and each has its own cooldown. You can Q, switch guns, and immediately use the other Q. So he's like a crazy transformation sort of character without transforming, just gun swapping. Aphelios automatically learns Q at level 2, and it slowly becomes stronger over the course of the game. We'll get to what each Q does in the weapons sections below. Aphelios' ultimate, Moonlight Vigil, sends forward a moon bomb that explodes on the first enemy hit, damaging nearby enemies. Then Aphelios follows up with enhanced basic attacks from his main hand weapon against all enemies caught in the explosion. He automatically learns R at level 6, and it automatically levels up at level 11 and 16. Okay. Since Aphelios automatically learns his Q and R, he puts his 18 level up points into stats rather than abilities. Attack damage, attack speed, or bonus armor pen. That is okay. I don't know what I'm taking in right now, but okay. Alright, so the first weapon, Calibrum, is a poke harass weapon. Its basic attacks have extra range. Okay, that sounds like good poke and harass. When abilities deal damage with Calibrum, they mark enemies hit. Aphelios can right-click marked enemies anywhere on the map to follow up with a basic attack from his offhand weapon, or his non-Calibrum weapon, in cases where he swaps Calibrum to his offhand before firing. This attack detonates other nearby marks for bonus damage against the marked target, anywhere on the map. That's crazy. So the Calibrum Q Moonshot, fire a skill shot that damages the first unit hit and marks them. Okay. So from there, it'll mark, and then you can follow up with a right click. Moonlight Vigil, Calibrum effect. Moonlight Vigil, follow up, attacks mark all enemies hit. These marks deal higher damage when consumed. Then we got what? Severum, the Scythe Pistol. Severum is a sustained weapon that heals Aphelios for a portion of the damage it deals. Overhealing from Severum is converted into a small shield. Alright. Gain movement speed and rapidly fire your main hand and offhand weapons at the nearest enemy, prioritizing champions. Onslaught shots behave like basic attacks, but deal reduced damage. Sounds kind of like Kaisa Q. Moonlight Vigil grants Aphelios a flat heal. Okay, so this one's all about sustain. Definitely a lot of interesting gun rotation starting up so far. Gravitum is a utility weapon that applies a decaying slow to enemies. Okay, so he's a whole bunch of different ADCs mixed together. He's got straight utility gun. That's pretty cool. Damage and root all enemies on the map affected by Gravitum Slow. Eclipse doesn't use Aphelios' offhand weapon. Really? Moonlight Vigil's follow-up attacks apply massively increased slow. Okay. Infernum is an AoE, wave clear weapon. It deals increased basic attack and ability damage and creates a damage cone behind enemies hit. Infernum Q. Spout a wave of flame, damaging enemies, and basic attack all enemies hit with your offhand weapon. Moonlight Vigil's follow-up attacks create damage circles around enemies hit instead of damage cones behind them. There's so much going on here, guys. There's so much going on. Like, the actual gameplay is it's gonna make so much more sense, but it's pretty nuts so far. Crescendum is a close-range DPS weapon that behaves like a boomerang. Once Aphelios basic attacks with Crescendum, he can't attack again until it returns to him, but his attack resets when it does. Attack speed increases Crescendum's travel speed instead. The closer Aphelios is to his target, the less distance Crescendum has to travel, and the faster Aphelios can attack. When abilities or their follow-up attacks deal damage with Crescendum, they create temporary copies of it for each enemy hit that increase the strength of Crescendum's basic attack. Alright. Deploy a turret that shoots the nearest target with your offhand weapon. That's pretty cool. Man, they threw Heimerdinger in there too. If Moonlight Vigil hits fewer than 3 enemies, its follow-up attacks still increase the damage of Crescendum's basic attacks, as if at least 3 enemies were hit. So he's got his own custom HUD, as ours over here. What? QW. Okay, so 1 is his passive, explaining Aphelios weapons level ups. His tooltip is as long as this article. Okay, Aphelios main hand weapon and its remaining animos too. Alright. 3, Q. Nice. Aphelios offhand weapon and its remaining ammo. If its Q is on cooldown, the icon will also indicate the remaining cooldown. Okay. The next weapon you'll get once one of your weapons runs out of ammo. Okay, that's okay. And then just your ultimate ability. Additionally, if your main handgun has 10 or less ammo remaining, an ammo tracker will appear on the right side of your screen so you can track your remaining shots. Okay, and then what is the Weapon of the Faithful? Mastering Aphelios' Moonstone Arsenal may prove to be one of the most daunting challenges in all of League. Are you devoted enough for the task? Ready yourself. The Weapon of the Faithful arrives during patch 9.24. Wow. That sounds really interesting, guys. Man, we're going to play him support. It's going to happen. He's going to be support. He may not work well, but we're going to make it happen with those new items, guys. Anyways, stick around to find out. If you guys enjoyed the content, hit that sub button. Also, make sure to click the bell to get notifications when we have new videos going live. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.